Hello everyone, I'm Vikramaditya. Welcome to Jade Softech. And in this session, I'm going to share with you top 10 mandatory skills every software employee must have. Whether you are a developer, whether you are a manager, whether you are a fresher, you are a BPO employee, or you are a HR of a company, or a vice president of a company, or even anything. If you are associated with any of the software work, then you need to be aware of this top 10 mandatory skills. And if you're not going to have this, you're going to suffer in your career somewhere or the other place, someday or the other, for sure. Okay, let's see this. And in this quarantine, let's focus on these mandatory skills, update them to the best level so that we can work with ease and comfort after rejoining our companies. The first one is communication skills. The first and foremost is communication skills. What do we mean by communication skills? I'm going to also discuss about interpersonal skills and leadership skills. Those are completely different from communication skills. You need to be very clear about that. Most of the people think that interpersonal skills, leadership skills, communication skills, all are the same. No. And communication does not mean an expertise on a particular language. Like most of the people think that, if you're expert in talking in English, then your communication skills are good. No. What the people say, you should be able to understand that. If somebody talks to you and says something, you should be able to understand that, and you should be able to answer them properly. Like for example, if I ask you, did you have your lunch? So you should say yes or no. That's a proper communication. If I ask you, did you have a lunch, and you say that I'm not feeling well today. So that's something which is not the exact answer which I'm expecting. So the first answer should be yes or no, and then after that you give me the explanation. That's a different thing. So communication means if some mail comes from a client or company, from your colleague, anyone, and you should be able to answer to the proper way. And if somebody asks you a question, or somebody is talking to you something, you should be talking about that particular phrase, that particular framework. In that particular framework, you should be able to talk with any person, with any other person. And when you're communicating through emails, through phone, or through face-to-face communications, it should be up to the exactly what the other person or the team is expecting, or the company or the client is expecting from us. So communication skills means giving the proper reply or answer to what other people ask, and asking the question in the right way. That's what is communication all about. Asking the questions right, giving the answers right. That's it. Questions and answers should be exactly perfectly framed. That's it. When it comes to interpersonal skills, it's not about it's not same as the communication skills. Communication skills is something only when it is required you're going to talk to someone. Only when it is required somebody will come to you and talk to you. That's something according to the professional requirement. But when it comes to interpersonal skills, it's like saying hi to someone, and you're not expecting anything just by saying hi. You're not expecting any professional help to your work. It's not like that. You just on a weekend day, you just have a small game kind of a thing within the team. These are all interpersonal skills. Going for a team lunch and maintaining a proper rapport with your colleagues is interpersonal skills. To be able to have a proper healthy environment in which we can create some positive energy, that's something is all about interpersonal skills. I think HR should mostly have these interpersonal skills, because their entire career revolves around the interpersonal skills. If you're not able to create, or if you're not able to make yourself expert in interpersonal skills, you're going to suffer. But even for developers, you're going to enjoy it if you're having good interpersonal skills. Okay, next is the leadership skills. Leadership skills is not about most of the people think that leadership in the sense like you are a manager, you become a manager, then you are a leader. No, it's not about the position you are given in the organization. Leadership in the sense taking initiative If something happens, if there are 10 people are there, and the manager is asking who can do that, and if you come if you walk in front and say that I'm going to handle it, that's leadership. Of course, you also need to have you have to have the capabilities to handle that work. That's a second thing actually. But first of all, coming forward and having that open mind and say yes, okay, I'll try. That's leadership. And if any problem comes, you stand in the front line. That's called leadership. So taking initiative, doing something beyond what is expected is all about leadership. Inspiring people around you is leadership. So there are a lot of things that we can talk about leadership, and if you're interested, you just write in the comments. I'll try to do that session, especially specifically to leadership. It's a very interesting topic. So positive attitude at every point of time. You need to have a positive attitude. And I've seen people toxic about their reporting manager or about the organization, about the HR, with their friends or with the colleagues, in general. But that goes very far. There's nothing that you can gain from a negative talk about anyone. Have a positive attitude, talk good, be good, and try to be in that way. So it's not that easy. You have to practice it. So positive attitude is something which becomes habituated. At the same time, negative attitude also becomes habituated. You don't know what you're talking. You don't know that you are you are a negative attitude person, because it becomes a habit. Either it's a positive attitude or negative attitude becomes a habit. You don't realize that you are creating a negative environment around you or a positive environment around you. You don't realize it because all things happens unconsciously. But when you put your focus on improving your positive attitude, it'll create a very good environment around you. So it's extremely important in the software field. And I guess this is something, these all topics which I'm discussing right now are very important for any employer throughout the world. Any employee throughout the world, I'm sorry. So motivational skills, you should be able to motivate others by your work, by your words, by your action, by the way you dress, by the way you talk, by the way you smile. Everything, you should be able to motivate others in a positive way, of course. So that's something, motivational skills. So this is important for every employee. And now coming to the system. So these are all something which are considered as soft skills. And now the PowerPoint presentations. I guess first I need to discuss about the email. Somewhere I missed the email. Now then comes the email etiquette. Now people normally think that sending a mail is a very simple thing. You just type something and send it. No, email etiquette is one of the very important skills that you need to master. It's not that simple. It is simple, but you need to have focus on it. You cannot just send any mail to anyone like that. You need to have a proper mail. When you're communicating something to someone through mail, it should be properly done, well documented, and in a proper way. You cannot say to a manager, approve my leave. Okay, so just approve my leave as soon as possible. You cannot do like that. You have to have etiquette. You need to have the way you frame the sentences, the way you send it, and whom you should add them as in CC, whom you should add in BCC. What is CC and what is BCC? Should I add the manager and my team lead, or should I keep them in CC? And how do I start the mail? Should I start with dear John, or I should start with hi John, or something like that? And how do I greet people through mail? Should I have yours sincerely, or yours faithfully, or regards? So these all things are email etiquettes. It's very important. The first thing that you need to learn before starting your software career or any other career. If you're a student, I strongly recommend you to have a very good email etiquette. It's not like you type in the social social networking sites, just you type alphabet U for YOU. So something like that. But that doesn't work in the email etiquettes. You have to be professional. You have to write it in a professional way. Mail should be in a professional way. And you have a lot of videos on how to become an expert in email, handling the emails and sending the emails and all. But you can go through that. So there are a lot of things involved with emails, which we can discuss in some other session. And next comes the PowerPoint presentations. So creating a PPT, not just copy paste of the words that we have, or not just typing and delivering it. PowerPoint presentation is something which needs to be done professionally. Every software employee, some or the other day, you have to give some presentation to some other person. So you should be ready to do that, and you have to have expertise over it, and you have to learn it, how to do that, and what are the best ways to do it, how to make it look professional, and how to convey things that you want to do it in a best way, and keep everything short. The answer should be short, crisp and short in communication. How do we do that in PowerPoint? All these things we need to have. So how many PowerPoint presentation slides should be there for a particular paper presentation of for talking to the client? There are some etiquettes that we have to follow, and there are some there's some fonts that we have to follow. The length should be good. The size of the font should be the right way. It should be pleasing. All these things. There are a lot of things that are involved with PowerPoint presentation, which you need to be aware of, and you should be an expert in it. Excel skills is again another important thing, and I'd suggest you that Excel skills doesn't really get into your role unless and until you slowly move on to a assistant manager or team lead role, because you need to maintain a lot of things in Excel, and you need to send it to the higher management or something like that. There are a lot of things that are involved in Excel, and Excel is something which people think it's a very simple kind of document maintenance kind of thing, but Excel itself is a software, and you have a lot of things that you can learn in Excel. So you can learn Excel for a couple of months together, just like that. There are a lot of things that we can do it. So you have to get as much expertise in Excel skills as possible whenever you're moving to a slightly higher position in your roles, like manager, assistant manager, something like that. And phone etiquette. So I've seen a lot of people just making a call and just like they're talking, like somebody called me, and I know the person was saying like actually I'm stuck up with some issue, and how to solve this issue. There is already there is a backup for this. I've got a mail from the client and all these things, but that's not something which the moment I pick the call, that's not something. The moment anybody picks the call, that's not something which you are going to ask. The first thing that you need to ask when somebody picks your call is, yeah, hi, is it okay to talk to you for a minute, or can I go ahead with the talk, or I mean like, is it the right time to talk to you? Asking something simple courtesy with simple that's called the basic courtesy that you need to show to a person whom you have called. Is it okay to talk to you right now? You should first check whether is it comfortable for the other person to talk to you, whether it's personal or professional. You just need to check if it's okay. If they say that it's okay, you go ahead, then you can talk. Or otherwise they might be in an emergency, or they might be in some middle of some work or driving, so you cannot just go ahead and talk like that. That's very rude actually. So you should first ask them the permission, or you just have to at least make sure that they are comfortable talking to you at that time, and then you go ahead with your communication. That's a very basic thing that you have to. And I've seen like people don't wish others, like maybe I have a junior, forget about junior. So when I enter an organization, and there's a security guy, and if security guy sees to me, and he knows me, I just say him good morning. There's nothing wrong in it. Like having this wishing someone good morning is a good thing actually. So with that nothing happens. Like it's a very positive thing, and that's one of the leadership skills that we have. So okay, phone etiquette is very important. And when you talk to them initially, if you ask them 2 minutes, try to wind up that call in 2 minutes, or after 2 minutes you just ask them, can I extend, because I was planning to complete this in 2 minutes, can I extend a few more minutes, maybe because they have some other work, or they might be held up in some other work. So those things are very important. Phone etiquette is extremely important. Search for phone etiquette material, and you can get a lot of things. If you don't get it, ping me in the comments box. I'll be happy to do that, a separate session on phone etiquette or something like that. Now, coming to being professional, so this is the last but most important thing. Being professional in the sense, like, you need to talk professionally, you need to work professionally. Professionalism in the sense, like, you need to have an expertise in your career, in your skills. I've seen a lot of people, they just want to do something, but they are not expert in something. Remember, the world, the organizations, anywhere you go outside, employers, I'm talking about the employers, look for professionals, skilled people. Now let's say you have any profession, you have a extremely skilled person, you will have a demand. Whether it might be a chauffeur, whether it might be a shoemaker, whether it might be a plumber, or electrician, or software engineer, of course. Anyone who is expert in his field will always have a demand, and that's very important. So you need to have an expertise. Try to build more capabilities. Being professional is doing the work that is assigned to you in a very disciplined way, and completing it up to the mark, not skipping something. So these are all things which come into the professionalism, and thinking the right way, doing your work in the right way, making sure that the company gets a good name with your work. All these things will come under being professional. So there are a lot of things that are involved in professionalism. How to be professional also, I can give you a session on that. Okay, so these are the 10 most important features that a software employee should have. So I'm not telling you just about the developers or managers. I'm telling about anybody who is associated with the software field. I hope this was useful for you, and if you like it, you can click on the like button, share it with your friends. That might help them as well. And if you want me to send you a notification whenever there's a new video that I make, then you can subscribe to us at youtube.com/jsftech. I'll make sure that every time I create a video, I'll send a notification to you. And you can contact us at training@jsftech.com. That's our email ID for trainings. And if you're looking out for jobs, you can send your resume to jobs@jsftech.com. Thank you. Have a great day.